G'day guys, welcome to the BPT Motorsport official release of the Ngauge and Ford Ranger custom tuning ability. Here today with Barry and myself. We are the owners, directors of BPT Motorsport, and we have some exciting product for you. First of all, we just want to acknowledge big thank you to Azzy and Dino from the Ford Ranger Club Victoria, New South Wales, and the Ford Ranger Mark II Club Australia. And a big thank you also goes to John from eMotion for helping us make this happen. We got a massive presentation, so hang in with us and we'll show you how all this works. We've got a bit of an agenda, so it's going to be a long video, but when you see all this, it's going to blow you away. As you probably already guessed, this is to do with the Ford Ranger tuning and the ability for you to do it at home. All right. This doesn't mean you custom tune your car at home. It means you can now flash your car or your Ranger at home simply by plugging the Ngauge in and tuning it, driving off. You're done. All right. Ranging from the PCM power tunes we've got available and the TCM tunes available also. We're going to start off by going and showing you the Ngauge and where it originated from and where it originated and what it meant for us here in Australia. And then we'll get back with Barry and we're going to do a power run on a Ranger, which we have already on the dyno ready for you guys to see. And then we're going to load the tune in and show you the after of what it does and the torque gains. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you don't have to look at my mug for the whole thing, and we'll run you through. First of all, we're going to go out here and show you exactly what happened with the Ngauge. Is the Americans designed the Ngauge originally to fit into the Mustang, and that's why it's got its nice round shape just here. All right. It's all touchscreen. You do get a little stylus stick if you wish to use it, but it is all touchscreen, and you can simply just scroll across. I'm going to run you through that a bit later. However, just for now, just to show you the shape of this thing, and that's originally where it came from. We got onto Ngauge about 2 years ago, and we thought, hey, this is going to be a good thing. Let's jump on it while we can. And we started inquiring with Ngauge and asking for it to be used on the Australian Falcons, etc. Now, the Australian Falcon typically would be tuned with other devices. This absolutely has blown the market away. Now, what we're going to do, shall we start with let's start with a power run. Yeah. Then what we're going to do, while the tune is, we're going to show you how to download the tune into the car. So we're going to do a before run. We're then going to do a download, show you how it works. And then we're going to show you how it all downloads, and we're going to show you an after run as well. First things first, we're going to just show you how the car is strapped, just to show that everything's done, nice and on a level playing field. All right. For the purpose of tonight, we're not going to hook up boost. We're not going to hook up AFRs. We're here to show you the gains. All right. This is a brand new Wild Track 2018. We picked it up kindly from a dealership here in Perth who loves our product, and they are already using Ngauge. The car is strapped under what we call a dyno shootout standard, which makes sure that everyone's on an equal playing field when it comes to the Australian standards. So let me just get Baz. I'm going to give Barry the camera, and he's going to run you through some basics of of why we've started using Ngauge.
Alrighty, yeah, guys. So, okay, so I'll start off with the Ranger itself and the traditional way of tuning one of these cars. As some of you may or may not know, the PCM, which means that powertrain control module, which operates obviously the engine, is located underneath the fuse panel. It's rather difficult to get out at sometimes, and it's to be honest, a pain in the backside. That traditionally had to be taken out of the vehicle and dismantled by your tuning guy, who would then, I've got an example here of a PCM. This is out of a this is a brand new PCM that we got out of stock, obviously. And just for the exercise, we thought we'd split it open. There we go. And that's the inside of your powertrain control module. And traditionally, your tuning guy would have to solder onto the board there in a particular spot to what they call unlock the PCM. So given that, that's something that to me personally is undesirable. I wouldn't want to be going through any water and know that someone has actually undone your PCM and had to glue it back up again, and and there you go, water gets in it. So look, just of late, last 3-4 months maybe, there's been some drastic developments where tuning, there's software available that you can unlock it via the OBD2 port. Terry and I and a mate of ours, Chris, we've been developing this for over 2 years now, and we thought probably about time we actually brought it to the market and show you some of our trade secrets on how we were tuning them. But so traditionally, that's how it's done. Now we've developed the product, the Ngauge product, so we can obviously do it through the port. And we want you guys to basically bear the benefits of being able to do the same thing. So I'll hand you back to Terry again. Yep.
Right, so just first of all, when we run the car on the dyno, you're going to see the car rear up onto the top roller. The idea behind this is we don't want to drive on the idler that is not doing the read. We want it to be on the readout roller, which is the front roller. So you will see the car drive up onto the roller. And yeah, we'll do a power run. It's going to get noisy, so we're going to turn the fans on. We'll do a run and we'll show you that one. And then we'll flash the car in with the tune, PCM tune and TCM tune, Baz?
Yeah, we've got both on there.
So we're going to do both just to show you how it all works. And then from there we'll run you through some other product we've got on an Everest of the Ngauge and how it all works while the tune is going into this car. So bear with us. Okay guys, so this is a stock standard run. This car's done about 20 kilometres. Like I said, it is brand new. We can see the power and the torque. So we'll move that over there. The power on the left in kilowatts at the flywheel, and the torque on the right in flywheel torque Newton meters. The bottom one is the right column for flywheel torque, and the left one is the top line here. I'll just turn this off. Okay, so we run this in a shootout mode. You may have heard me explain that a little earlier. The reason we do that is because it's an industry standard throughout Australia of the Dyno Dynamics dyno machine. To indicate that it is in shootout, this blue line around here is indicated by highlighting itself, and when that happens, that allows correction factors to not be fudged. So we run everything in shootout for that reason. So that being said, you can see it made 129.2 kilowatts at the flywheel and approximately 460 Newton meters of torque at the flywheel. pretty close to advertising standards. So Barry's now going to video while we flash the car's tuning, and we'll show you how it works. Put that on. Okay, so the Ngauge device here.
Show the guys where it plugs in.
Yeah, so we've got the OBD connector here. Now on your, some of you may or may not be aware, there is actually another one hidden up underneath here. So you don't have to have this sticking out. You can literally plug it up under there. And what we do for our customers that want it permanently mounted is we take out these two little bolts out of the handle here, or the Jesus bar. We remove this panel on the A-pillar. We run the cable down into the corner down here and then hide it down behind the dash. And the windscreen holder allows us to have this sitting in your peripheral vision, so you can play and touch with it, you know, without it being a nuisance. So I'll show you the holder and everything in a minute. So vehicle off, okay. We go into load tune. Then we've got the different tunes that when you receive the Ngauge, you will actually see, and I'm just going to get my little stick out of my pocket. You get this little what do you call it? A little stylus stick, all right? It's a little thing. You don't have to use it. It's all touchscreen. So you can scroll across to the different tune you want, all right? And Baz, we're going to go for, which one do we want to go for?
You want the, that one there?
That one there.
Yep, stage 1.
Stage 1 tune. You're going to hit the tick button. Flash this tune, yes. Yes, take 5 minutes. Key on. And it'll then go into account mode where you'll see a little bar, configuration bar going across. Good question. The dyno has the ability to convert flywheel and rear wheel horsepower or kilowatt readings. I'll show you that in a minute. We simply just select what we want to do at the time. Right, so that's going to continue to do that, and then there'll be a little green bar graph that'll go across just to show its status and how much it's loaded. While we're doing that, I will show you how the dyno does the reading. Right, so basically all we do here, we can just click in the middle. Whoop, one. That one. We go up to here and we've got the ability to change it from flywheel, anything. So we can go, so you got flywheel power and then you got power at the rear, which is this one here. So rear wheel power. And then to change over to kilowatts or horsepower, imperial metric equations, we just click on units and go metric or imperial. All right, so that's pretty simple. We do it in flywheel for the reasons of advertising standards. Your car is given an advertising kilowatt rating at the flywheel and a Newton meter readout because it's a metric equation, okay?
Yeah, I got a question from Roland Harrison. He says, what happens if the cable falls out halfway? Can it be recovered or whatever? The question is yes, and we'll show you that. So the Ngauge does have a recovery mode that you can recover your vehicle.
Yep. All right. So while that's loading, I'll just show the guys the bar graph. So that's your progression bar graph, guys, to show you how far it is. While that's happening, we're going to scoot across to our own R&D Everest. Might add this can be done on Everest as well, and we'll show you some fancy stuff this thing can do. All right. Right. Did you want me to take that for these guys?
Yeah, if you want. Just tell them it's a mounting option.
Okay.
Another place you can put it.
Yep. So in this car, we've basically just mounted it down on the console section here. All right. Again, it's all touchscreen, so you just touch it to activate it. All right. So you'll come up with this screen initially. you will need to read the vehicle in order for it to know how many PIDs are available, and from that it can then pick up those PIDs and turn them into a gauge. So from that, we'll just turn the ignition on, click on gauges, we'll connect. Hopefully that's not too glary for you guys. Let's see out there. It's going to be a bit hard for me here. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so basically you can monitor 4 things at once. Scroll across. You can turn that into a shift light or whatever you want to be. Remember I was saying we use these in the Mustangs, the Falcons, so a lot of our customers with the Falcons will use this as a shift light. Idle, economy, best economy, green, pre-shift warning, shift light, and maximum RPM. You can use this for temperatures, anything you want. It doesn't matter. It can be used. As you can see, this one's been set up for air charge temp. Alright, and then you can scroll across again. Okay, you can set it up as a nice little analog gauge. I'm sorry about the glare, guys. I'll try and get it so the glare's not there. I think, there we go. No, it's still there. Sorry, guys. I'll do my best to get that glare gone. So anyway, you got your gauge set up. There's a little gauge and there's a main analog. You can also scroll across and you can monitor 6 things at once. All right, so at any one time, if you add them all together, you've got about 15 different parameters you can monitor at one time. So that you just scroll across, okay? If you want to see what's available, you just click on it once, go to signal. Now, from an alphabetical point of view, it generally starts at A and it goes through. Barry, can you remember how many this one has?
So the Ranger has, today, I think 159 or 160 parameter IDs that you can log.
So 159 to 169 parameters. So as you can see, we've been holding that down for quite some time and we're still going. So there's a lot there, and you guys can pretty much pick and choose whatever you want. If you want to pick one, sorry about this, Baz, I'm just going to randomly pick one. So EGR, you can just click on that, tick it. Right, now what it's doing, it's putting that into the gauge that I want to put it in. So there it is, EGR T11. And then to change the actual parameters, you just click in there, go to display. And then you can change it from Fahrenheit to degrees C. You just click that down to C. Then you can go your decimals. So a good one we do for a lot of our customers, you don't want to thrash your car when it's cold, so we go from 0 degrees or ambient up to around 60 degrees C. We make the colour of the display white. We then make it from 60 to 105 degrees green, and if it gets over 105 it goes red to tell you got a problem. So it's very functional. Right, our tune...
That's finished flashing. Do you want to show the maybe the read codes, clear codes?
Yeah, I can do that. That's just quickly on that one anyway. As you can see, I've just done a quick one there. Alright, so we'll just get out of the gauges. Alright, so we're going to go into diagnostics. Now if you get a mill light, malfunction indicator lamp come on, you can now read that code. You can ring your local shop and say, am I safe to drive, or should I be putting it on a truck? So what you do is you go scroll down, read codes, key is on. We're now reading the car to see if there's any current codes, and there's no DTCs or diagnostic trouble codes actually there. So if there is, you just hit clear, and then you just follow the prompt, hit the tick button, and it'll clear them out. Your mechanic might say, hey, just clear them out, see if it comes back, or if it's an old code from previous history. Alright, so yeah, you just scroll through whatever you want, you can read them out. It gives you the code number and the description of the code, so it's very, very smart. Alright.
Might I add as well, if you're a lot of guys I see on the club forums and stuff like that, you know, they get on there and say, hey, look, I've got a wrench up on my dash, what could it be? Well, now with one of these you could go do that. So you could, you know, go and see what your trouble code is, maybe ring up a dealer, even if you're 400k inland or something like that and you can't get to a dealer, at least you can ring someone, say, hey, look, I've got this particular P code, and get yourself out of trouble. So it's pretty handy, pretty useful.
Okay, so I just got a couple of questions here. Let's go. Right, sorry guys, I've been missing a few of them. I know you're waiting and waiting. Let's have a look here. I have a custom, this is from Pep. I have a custom 3-inch exhaust and bigger Plasma Man intercooler. Can I still use these flash tunes?
Yes, yes, you can do. we'll go into there's further studies we've done here about intercoolers and exhaust systems, etc. That's probably a forum for another time. But yes, you'd be able to use these calibrations. If your car is in factory trim at the moment and it hasn't been custom tuned before, then these calibrations would be absolutely fine to use on a system like that.
Okay, let's see if we can get the next one. What's the price for one of them installed into a BAXR6 Turbo? Cameron, thanks for that inquiry, mate. Can I just suggest maybe you send us a message via our Facebook site on there, mate, and I'm happy to send you a quotation, buddy. All right, because the pricing does vary between different vehicles, and yeah, we can go from there. I'm happy to send you a quote out tonight, mate. So let's have a look. Anything else? Okay, what software are you using to write the files?
It's proprietary to BPT Motorsport.
Okay. We got, is the unit a master with the ability to write the tune, or do you have to pay a third party for every tune?
No, you don't. You do not have to pay a third party for every tune.
Right.
So this is the thing. Technically, one calibration can do all. Well, when I say one calibration, one for that month-year build. So without getting into the particulars of it, there's only there's probably half a dozen to maybe 10 strategies, or not strategies, but calibration IDs that we can use across the board. But yeah, to answer the question, no, you don't have to pay a third party. There's different options, and again, that's probably something that if you want to talk about it, you probably need to give us a call, and we can go into that in more depth.
Okay, not sure about this one from you, Ashley. Swap out the factory lift pump while you're at it. They fail at or around 40,000 Ks. Thanks for that information, mate. One from Chris. How does this affect warranty?
Okay, so it's the age-old question. Although you can put this back to standard if you think you've got an issue with the car and you don't know if it's the calibration causing it. The simple thing is put it back to factory, and that's what this unit will actually allow you to do, is actually go put it back to factory. Mm-hmm. If you've still got the problem, then take it to your Ford dealer, and they can fix it. There's the age-old question that if you're going to play, be prepared to pay. So at the end of the day, Ford Motor Company does reserve the right to knock back your warranty, but and that's being upfront and honest. But at the end of the day, you can put it back to factory. You still have the problem, then you take it in there and it's back to factory.
All right, I'll just quickly show you how that's done. This has a on-off function that you can actually have it turn on and off according to battery voltage as well. Obviously Barry's been lazy and hasn't done it. So what you'd do if you want to go back to a stock tune, you'd go tuning, you would scroll down to load stock, and then you'd follow the prompts. I'm not going to do it now, but it's simple, mate. It's right there, load stock. You can do that anytime, and then when you're ready and you're happy, you can actually load your custom tune back into the car. It's very easy. All right, so I believe that tune is ready to run. We've got one more question. Two more. Does it allow you to turn the EGR off? Barry.
Okay, so that's it. I'll just shut this so it's not noisy. Okay, so yeah, look, at the end of the day, technically we could do it, but we're probably not going to do that because of legal reasons. So unless you otherwise have a statutory declaration from yourself that says you're going to use the vehicle off-road, like permanently off-road on a farm or for mining or something like that, where it's reasonable to say that you need that off because of safety reasons or whatever. So
like an example would be if you're a farmer and you're on the crops, you don't want your car starting a DPF burn off and burning your crop down.
That's correct. So
right.
We'd need a stat dec to say that that vehicle would be used for off-road only.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I've got another couple of questions rolling through. Sorry, guys, we're just gonna do a run here. Actually, Barry's gonna hold the camera, and we'll do another power run, and then we'll get back to your questions. Okay, so there we have our stage 1 power tune for you guys to witness. Again, there we go, from 129 to 150 kilowatts at the fly. But look at the torque gain. We've basically gone from approximately 460 up to 550, and we've peaked even higher. We've peaked to about 575. So substantial gains. You guys are going to feel this in the seat if you're towing, beach combing. You know, you're gonna feel 100 newton meters of torque gains no matter what. All the response we've had from other customers with autos have had a TCM tune. The car feels 100% better when they've put the TCM tune as well. So it just tenfolds the car and how it feels and drives. You obviously know about your iDrives. This includes basically a lot of throttle work, so it's not too aggressive. We've found guys that drive with iDrive and our tunes, it's a very aggressive when it's cranked up. So we've incorporated that into the tuning. Barry's nutted out all those parameters essentially for the throttle, which has been incorporated into the tuning. So if you've got any questions on that, let us know. I'm just going to scroll back through to some questions as well we've got that people were asking. Do you want to take that?
Yeah, do that. Yep. One fellow was asking about pricing.
Pricing, yeah, I'll get to that in a tick, mate. Just bear with us. See if I can work out. Got a few questions here from guys. I'm just falling a bit behind. Okay, so really falling behind. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. You've said that. Okay, can Workshop buy the software?
Okay, at this stage, I don't have anything commercial as far as software does. We are working on it, but you know, it is in the pipe work. But at this stage, I'd say no. You just have to keep up to date, or you know, email us once in a while, and we'll let you know when that happens.
Cool.
I will add though, we can custom tune a Ranger from the other side of Australia. So once someone does have the gear, or the Ngauge, and they happen to be on a dyno or whatever, we can actually custom tune. So what that entails is us doing the calibration here, and what we do is we then email straight away the calibration, and it can go straight onto the Ngauge via the mini USB port. It doesn't need any special software, so you can plug that into there, get it off your email, put it into the applicable folder, and then and load it into the vehicle and away you go. So you know, we actually do a lot of custom remote tuning now for BA, BF, FG, etc., Mustangs and bits and pieces, and Ranger will be no different.
Cool.
So, yep.
Awesome. So I hope that's answered your question. Does it allow you to turn the EGR off? We've done that one. DPF and EGR delete tunes for Ranger. I believe we've covered that already.
Yep.
Okay, so the pricing, we've got a few pricing questions asked. Let's go over to our little whiteboard. I'm not good on the memory, so I have written it down for you guys. Now I must stress that if you are on the Ford Ranger Club Victoria, New South Wales, or the Ford Ranger Mark II Club Australia, you are entitled to club discount. What you're about to be told here is the retail. So if you're on the any of those clubs, you need to get hold of Azzy or Dino, and they will give you the discount you so rightly deserve. First of all, you're going to need to purchase the Ngauge. That's a $645 recommended retail. You will then need the PCM tune, $545. If you've got an automatic and you choose to, you do not have to get this. You can go the TCM tune as well for an extra $299. And then you can purchase the holder for $60, giving you a grand total of $1,549 for an automatic or $1,250 for a manual vehicle. We can do a block shipping for $28, so that's the standard shipping price. We will basically be sending that all over Australia, more than likely the world. So you may or may not need the holder. I'll just quickly show you on this one. They do come with a 52mm slot, so that if you've got a pillar gauge mount, you can actually put them in. Let's just quickly disconnect it here and get it out in the light. So, better light. Here we go. So there's a round circle just there. That there is a 52mm gauge set, all right? So that's basically allows you to put it in A-pillars, gauge holders, etc. Let's, while we're here, just show these guys. I'm going to get out into some better light. Down here perhaps. All right. So the Ngauge plugs into this large port here. Now, this Ngauge can be linked from one to the other. If you desire to have more, the Falcon guys, we've got a lot of race car guys that are using them, etc., etc. Here's the holder. All right, so this comes with the Ngauge. So you just click and play. All right. Then the holder will go onto the windscreen and the cable will come out the back. All right, and just for shits and giggles, let's just put it in where we normally put it for a majority of our customers who like to be able to access it while they're driving. All right, basically up here like this. Okay, and we run the cable just down into the A-pillar, tuck it down in there, and we hide all the wiring down underneath the dash here, so you don't see anything, you're not tripping over any wiring. And like I said, there is a second OBD2 port tucked away underneath here. We don't know why, but hey, that's cool because we can plug it there and you can then still put your cover back on and not have to worry about that hanging out. All right, so that's that device there. Okay, any more questions? We'll just go through that now, see if we've got any more. The gains are right there, mate. So Andrew Saunders, there's the gains, buddy. Base run did 129.2 flywheel kilowatts. After power run 150.3. Torque gains from 460 to 550 to 560 newton meters at the flywheel, and that's all flywheel horsepower. Sorry, kilowatts. My bad. Okay. Next question. Does it work on 2015 model Rangers that don't have DPF?
Yes, yeah, it does. So it'll do any Mark II with a SID 209 processor, and SID 208, which is in the PX1s, we're just about finished on that. So
cool.
Yep.
Okay, and we might add the next. Barry can clarify. The next firmware update will have the transmission fluid temp available for these guys to be able to monitor.
That's right. So you'll be able to monitor your transmission oil temp, which has been something that everyone's been requesting. So that's on board as well.
Awesome. Okay. Question: only factory dyno has been done so far. Oh, sorry, that's just someone answering. Yep, tune's loaded. Okay. Does the tune work with both PX Mark 1 Ranger and PX Mark 2, or is there two different tunes?
They're two different tunes, yeah. So the calibrations are entirely different from a 1 to a 2. So at the moment, what we're doing is we've finalised all our tunes for the 2, and we just want to finalise our ones for the Mark 1.
Okay, guys. At the end of the live feed, I'll tag a post with Barry on all 3 pages. Thanks, mate. Cheers for that. What else we got? Is this an auto or a manual Ranger? Mate, we've just run it as an auto, just to show you. All right, like I said, this car's brand spankers. I'd like to thank the dealership that lent us this car. Thank you very much. I might add too, it's got some slightly bigger wheels. So yeah, we'll see some minor changes in the power figures, but nothing that we have to worry about. We can see the proof, it's right there. You guys have seen it live.
Yep.
What else we got?
So the main thing to remember with the Ngauge 2 is obviously you don't have to take it into a tuning guide anymore. Yep. You can do it in your own driveway, and that's the key element here.
So Baz, could you just explain the process? If a customer was to call us up, hi guys, I want a Ranger tune, what goes on from there?
Okay, so we basically send out the device. Then what we do is, there's 1 or 2 ways of doing it. They give us the details of the car. So, tell us if it's an auto or a manual. That's probably the primary thing. What year it is, whether it has DPF or pre-DPF, non-DPF. Whether if it's an Everest, it's going to add blue in the injection. We tend to like keeping all those functions. The calibrations are different. So we need to know those things. From that, we can select the correct calibration. Put it in the Ngauge and then ship it off. Okay, so just for those guys that have got manuals or autos, with the automatic owner guys, you do not have to have the auto trans tune or the PCM tune. You can buy one or the other. You may want the same power, but you might just want your transmission to be a lot more crisp during shifting. So you just stipulate what you want. And this can all actually be ordered online on our webpage too. So that's a good thing for you. Or you can just ring us direct. Generally, shipping on this will, I think it's airbag? Yeah, we airbag it. Yeah, it's $28 airbag.
$28 airbag, and it's next day, sort of, as much as you can trust Australia Post.
Website address?
Website address, bptmotorsport.com.au. Let's see, we've got a couple more questions. When you set it back to factory, does it leave any traces?
No. Not that we're aware yet. So, to answer the question, no, not that we're aware of yet. Okay. Next one, have you seen better fuel economy? Good question. Very good question. Yes. Look, we've seen fuel economy better itself by anywhere from a heavy laden vehicle doing half a litre to the 100 better, up to 2 litres to the 100 better. Prime example is a Ranger with a canopy on it. It's basically got a windsail hanging off the back of it. Even in that case, we've seen fuel economy go down from about 17, where it was running 17 litres 100, it went down to 15.5, thereabouts. So it's not as good as the old Everest with the 2-wheel drive only. That was really economic. We're getting 8.4 litres to the 100. The fuel economy figures that Ford release really don't reflect what they actually do. So we were kind of disappointed in the fuel economy in our car, but we did get it down to where it should be, if not a little bit better. So if any of you boys are trying to get around the missus, just say the word economy. That's it. You say, yep, it will get better fuel economy and we'll make up for it in the first 2 tanks. And we will save money. That's all you do. We will save money. All right. So next question, does it work with Mark 1? Again, yeah, I think we answered that before. We're just finalising our calibrations.
Cool, cool. Oh, there we go. Vaughan, how you going, mate? Yeah, how's yours going? Simply brilliant, great service. Thanks, buddy. Cheers, thanks for that plug.
Thanks, mate. Good one, Vaughan.
Yeah. Is the tune limited to standard auto, or does it work in sports mode too?
Okay, so another good question. With the calibration on the trans, we change around about 98 parameters, whereas traditionally a lot of guys tuning the ZF box probably only do about 12 at the very most. So yes, we do it in sports mode. We do oncoming clutch pressures, blah blah blah. There's a lot in it. I could just sit down and rattle crap off for the rest of the night, but I'm not going to do that. So to answer your question, the shift time is reduced, the slippage is reduced, and overall just makes the box feel so nice and tight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, originally, guys, we may just add that what prompted us to go this avenue with the Ngauge is we're getting a lot of customers saying, I'm towing or even standard cars, we're falling into a limp mode where they would have to actually turn the ignition off to reset the PCM fault code, get the car out of fault, and then literally start the car back up and drive off. So we were pretty happy to assist, and this is where it's all led to.
Yeah, that's it.
So, what else we got? Question. What if we have front mount airbox and everything else?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
That doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, as long as the engine, our calibrations to suit a standard engine combination, including mass airflow meter. So as long as the mass airflow meter is standard, your engine sensors are standard, the turbo is standard, and that's another interesting thing as well. Chris and I have been doing some experiments. We had a bit of a tune-off the other day on a car, and that's it's interesting. We've found the standard turbo. Would we push standard turbo? How much boost?
20. It pushed up to 26, I think.
26 pound of boost flat, and it didn't even drop off. So
that's not what we're running, by the way, in these tunes.
No.
So we've made these as safe as possible for you guys.
Yep. So
these guys were just having a bit of a muck around, and that one thing led to another.
Exactly. Yeah, sure did.
Does it come with motor warranty?
No warranty.
The tuning or the Ngauge, or
No, there's. I'll be up front. You don't have any engine warranty, not from us anyway. So although our calibrations are, we consider safe to use. Again, Ford Motor Company reserve the right to knock back a warranty on a failed engine if they were to prove that it was from tuning or something like that.
Right.
And that there is just the bare bones about it. There's no denying that.
Okay, cool. One from Sam. Hi guys, have had my Ranger tuned elsewhere. Will this override it?
Yes, it will. It will override it. And another option, if you want your current calibration on your Ngauge, depending on how well you know your tuning guy, we can arrange to get that calibration put onto your Ngauge as well, if you like.
Cool. Flexibility. Let's see. Yes, this has been recorded, Gary, so when we've finished, feel free to jump back on our Facebook site, mate, and have a look through it. If I have a Mark 1 and sell it in a few years and buy a Mark 2, can I just get a new calibration file?
Yes, you can. So just bearing in mind, obviously the Mark 1 stuff's, our calibrations aren't finished yet. So, but yeah, if you were to get one for a Mark 1, say, yes, you'd be able to keep the gauge and get some new calibrations because they're different, and then put it on your Mark 2.
Cool, thanks Baz. Will you have a tune for the new 2-litre bi-turbo?
Yes, yep, absolutely working on it now.
I believe we took some calibrations only last week. What gains would you see in a manual Ranger Mark II?
Yep.
Pretty much the same, mate. So there you go.
The only difference is where you're on stall, instead of having this little bit of a rise here, it pretty much is very flat. So where you see on an auto, it makes more torque on stall basically. On a manual, you don't have that. So, but otherwise, pretty much the same gains.
Cool. Thanks, Baz. Have you found different results between auto and manual? No, not really. And last question, oh no, sorry. Bloody top job, guys. You'll be hearing from me soon. Thank you, Andrew. Cheers, mate. See you soon.
Thanks, mate.
Daniel, what's the power figures at the wheels in horsepower? I'll just do a quick conversion for you guys. Yeah, thanks, Buzz. So we change it to at the wheels, we go imperial. We clear out these current graphs. As you can see, we've done a lot of runs on this car, 22 to be exact. So 21 and 22. 21 being the first run, 22 being the last run we did with the power. And we'll just scale it up for you. What do we got? And oh, not bad. Get that one back down. Right, so 173 horsepower. Oh, Han, you wanted rear wheel, didn't you? I think that was rear wheel. Let's just, sorry.
Yeah, at the wheels.
My bad. That one, go rear wheel figures, power at the wheels. Okay. So 150.7 rear wheel horsepower stock, 175 after the tune. All right.
25 gains. Yeah, it's good.
Not too shabby at all.
No worries.
Would this help the lag in first gear in a manual? Oh, yes.
Skids all round.
Skids all round, brother. We've done it. PX Mark 1 gains compared to PX Mark 2 gains, is there a big difference?
No.
Exactly the same, mate. Exactly what you've seen tonight is what you're going to get from a PX 1 and 2. Right, have we covered everything?
I think so.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed that little video. Not little, long. If you've got any more questions, we can be contacted via Facebook page. We are pretty much 24/7 on that page. And yeah, we'll answer any questions as quick as possible. Until then, we thank you for tuning in and we hope you're excited about this new release.
All right. Catch you later.
See ya.
See ya.